Hello, Seiiti Arata. Imagine you are scrolling through the feed of your social media and suddenly everybody is talking about something absurd. There are these videos going viral with adults pushing strollers with ultra-realistic plastic dolls, silicone dolls, as if they were real babies. And people are shocked. They are angry. The debates begin. This is now the most urgent topic of discussion at the moment. Everybody's focused on that. And then important discussions go unnoticed. How does something so small can become the center of public conversation? What happened, and this is a real situation in Brazil recently, it's a clear example of this strategy being put in action. There are a few real videos showing individuals with these hyper-realistic plastic dolls, the reborn babies. But there were just a few dozen cases in a country of 200 million people. But the media outlets, sponsored influencers, they start to amplify that message, those videos. They repeat them, and they also add sensational commentary and present them as if this is reflecting something that is national. There is a lot of noise. And some people actually start to copy after they see these videos. So then the phenomenon actually grows a little bit more. But of course, it's the message that we receive is so amplified. And here is the mechanism at play. This is a distraction. This is deliberately engineered. This kind of distraction is not accidental. This is a tactic. It is to manipulate your emotional response to control what you pay attention to. Psychologists call this the emotional salience bias. When a topic is shocking, bizarre, morally charged, they become the priority in our brain. This activates the limbic system, which is the part responsible for our emotional responses. You may have remembered the work of Daniel Kahneman in Thinking Fast and Slow, that basically we say that we react before we think. And once emotion takes over, your ability to think critically goes away. There's a film that illustrates this really well. It's called Wag the Dog. It was released in 1997. It's about a US president that becomes embroiled in some sex scandal a few days before election. And instead of addressing the scandal, the team creates a fake war with a fictional enemy. They hire a Hollywood producer, they fake battle scenes, they use patriotic music, not to win the war, but to change the focus of the public. And this shows that this happens all the time, this kind of manipulation that we see over and over again in our real life. These tricks work because they hijack our attention, and your attention is limited. When it is stolen by outrage and shock, you lose your ability to focus on what really matters in your life, your finances, your health, your personal goals. From the perspective of personal development, this is what we do here in Arata Academy. This matters deeply. If you don't protect your attention, you're not going to be able to think clearly. Then there are techniques from cognitive behavioral therapy that are very useful. One of them, one of these tools, is to identify your automatic thoughts. When you watch a video and then you think, oh, there is this problem in society, that there are these triggers, emotional triggers about anger. That emotion is driving your behavior. And then you go and comment and share, you get annoyed. But please pause. Write down that automatic thought, and then you question it. And then you replace that with something that is more rational. Let's do that right now. Take a moment and think of some recent story on the news that made you angry. What was it that came to your mind? Write it down. The emotion that you felt, the ideas in your head. Next, ask yourself, did that reaction help you in any way? Was it useful? And finally, consider how could you have responded in a more constructive way. This kind of exercise, if you repeat it often, will help you to improve your reactions over these news. There's another powerful concept that you need to understand: selective attention. The human mind can't focus on everything at once. You have to choose where you're going to put your attention, your focus of attention. That choice has consequences. There's research showing that training your attention will improve your memory, your productivity, it will lower your stress. What you focus on becomes more important, and everything else fades into the background. If you let that spotlight to be pulled constantly by these manipulations of reality, you're going to miss what really matters. Here's a practical experiment that you can try over the next 24 hours. Every time you feel tempted to click on some polarizing news, some headlines, some controversial video, just pause for a moment, take 5 seconds, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, is this going to help me improve my life in a meaningful way? Probably the answer is no. So then just move on. And then that temptation appears, you don't need to do anything about it. Your self-awareness increases and you have more control over your attention. Behavioral psychology also teaches us something that is called intermittent reinforcement. This is the same mechanism that is used in gambling. Sometimes you get a reward, but oftentimes you don't. And then there's this element of unpredictability, and that is very addictive. And once you recognize the pattern, you can break free. You can stop behaving like a lab rat, chasing your emotional breadcrumbs. The real cost of these distractions is not just your time. You're losing your potential. Every minute you spend arguing about something that is irrelevant, it's a minute you're not using to learn something new, to build something meaningful, to improve your health, to invest in your relationships. You see, you could be creating a better life. But instead of that, you get tricked. Someone puts a bait and then you take that bait. Notice that this is about you, your mind, your choices, your future. If someone else controls your attention, they control your life. So choose what you're going to focus on. Otherwise, somebody else is going to do it for you. So here's my recommendation. Watch this movie, Wag the Dog. Not for entertainment, but just understand how distraction is construed. Watch how emotional stories are used to control the public narrative, how people are manipulated without even realizing it. And then look around. Compare with what you see in your social media feed right away. After you watch that movie, come back, because in the next episodes, we're going to keep on talking more in detail how you can spot these fabricated distractions, how you can protect yourself, protect your attention. Take a look at our training. We explain exactly activities you can do. It starts with one simple step. Stop reacting automatically. Start thinking with more clarity. Direct your attention to what actually matters. And then for that, you need to know what really matters in your life. If you need some help to clarify ideas that are important in your life, go to the link arata.se/focus course. We're going to be using our attention wisely. This is the first step for you to have a more clear, more productive, more fulfilling life.